A 4x4 is used for supporting various activities. Some use it to go fishing on the weekends, others go skiing in the mountains, and a number of people use it just to get to remote and little traveled places. Only a few use it almost exclusively to take on extremely rough tracks and sometimes competitions. Apart from this, 4x4s are often higher and therefore easier for elderly and disabled people to board. In this video, I'll briefly talk about how a 4x4 is different from A/B cars and what you need. I will also talk about things to consider in choosing the 4x4, things like engine, driveline, size and weight, and modification potential, along with price and market value. 4x4 means a vehicle with 4 wheels, with 4 of them connected to the engine by a driveline. You can tell the difference between a real 4x4 and a 4x4 car or light SUV by a few important points. A 4x4 has a transfer case with high and low gear selection. A 4x4 has a stronger driveline. A 4x4 has a relatively high articulation. A 4x4 is in most cases built on a frame or chassis. Not every trip requires a real 4x4. You can do with a 4x4 car. Consider that an option. Otherwise, you should select a 4x4 with high and low gears to make future modifications easier. Your selection should, of course, be based on your real needs, but also and no less on your dreams. How many passengers will be with you? Where will you travel? Will your family fit into it? Unfortunately, talking with many four-wheelers is not helpful. They tend to fall in love with a certain brand and tell you everything else is crap. Remember to take all advice with a grain of salt. Try to read between the lines. All brands have their weak as well as strong points. The best engine for a 4x4 has lots of torque and is strong and durable. Simple design would also mean that it is easy to fix, even on the trail. Unfortunately, newer 4x4s are often equipped with weak drivelines. They may work okay for easy trips, but will break under heavy use. Changing these parts can be done, but it is less expensive if it's already in the 4x4 you choose. Take a moment to inspect the underside of the vehicle. A weak driveline is usually quite obvious. Compare it to the driveline of an ordinary family car. If it is similar in construction and thickness of parts, it's likely too weak. Generally speaking, it's best to have a light 4x4. It will require smaller tires and consume less fuel. The major drawback comes when crossing deep rivers where the danger of floating up is higher. Too heavy and nobody is going to be able to pull you out of the stuck except for a bulldozer or a tank. Another problem with heavy vehicles is the fact that the wheel size needs to increase more than you might think. The tire size will actually need to grow square to achieve the same character of grip, traction and flotation. Think in terms of vehicle weight versus tire footprint. It's often said that real 4x4s are built. Most 4x4s that make it to the manufacturing stage are better on the street than off-road. Exceptions are perhaps the Jeep Rubicon and the Hummer. A modified 4x4 is in part a statement of who you are. It's more than a status symbol. If you want to go the modification route, make sure you have a clear picture in your mind of your finished vehicle. Every 4x4, in fact every car, can be modified for various off-roading purposes. What differs most is the cost of modifications and how much you can stick with the original driving characteristics. Consider both the initial investment as well as the cost of running the 4x4, which includes the fuel it will use as well as the cost of spare parts, repairs and taxes. You should also have an idea about the market value of your 4x truck, both stock as well as modified. It's usually cheapest to get an already modified 4x4 rather than buying all the parts and labor. Thanks for watching, and please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and feel free to comment on the video, and you're welcome to suggest other topics of interest.